Hi, I'm Mahmoud from CPD Health Courses. I wanted to talk to you today about an experience I had this week involving dry needling and a new patient that I saw. So, I'm treating patients. I get a call from my receptionist saying there's someone on the line that wants to talk to you about dry needling therapy. And this is a new patient. So, I take the call and the person on the other end says, I just wanted to know, what type of dry needling do you do? Do you do the one where you leave the needle in place for a while, for say 5 or 10 minutes? Or do you do the one where you move the needle around until my muscle sort of flickers? So wow, that's a very well-informed patient. Now, the immediate reaction would be to perhaps go into an explanation of the two types of needling and tell that patient which type you do. But that's the wrong response. What you should do is this. Their question should be answered with another question from you, because you need more information before going down a track of saying, well, I do this, but I don't do that, and so on. So the immediate reaction would be to say, well, I do this type of dry needling because I think that's best. Now, if that's the wrong dry needling therapy, the one they don't want you to do, then that's going to be, they're going to go. What you need to do is ask them a question, and that question is, why? What seems to be the problem? So now you've returned that question with another question. So now that's put the ball back in their court, and now they have to explain to you why it is they want to know the difference between the two types of therapy. Okay, so I throw that question back, and then I understand from her that she's had these types of therapy, the two types of dry needling, and she only gets benefit from the one where we put the needle in and search for a local twitch response and obtain one through a flicker or a twitch of that muscle. Now, had I told her that in fact I generally do the one where you put the needle in and leave it in situ, which is true for the majority of patients, I would have lost her. So, by asking her a question, I've got more information. Now I can best answer her question. So it turns out that this lady is an elite athlete. She's someone who practices a lot of sport every day. She's at the gym for at least an hour and a half every day, 6 days a week. On the 7th day, she does something more light, like stretching and so on, but she's mostly doing exercise and physical exercise, including weights and aerobic fitness throughout the week. She's not your average patient. And she describes how she only gets benefit from local twitch response type needling. Now, many of you will know that I'm not a big fan of local twitch responses, but only if that person is an elite athlete or a sports person that knows what they want and they can put up with the discomfort that you're definitely going to get after that treatment. So it works out really well. I've got that information. I can now tell her that in her case, I will do exactly what she has found to be beneficial, rather than making the mistake of going down the path of telling her something that you do that isn't going to suit her. So it turns out that whenever she has treatment of this type, where we're looking at local twitch responses, she takes a couple of Panadols to calm things down so that by the next day she feels much better. So that's exactly what I did. Do the local twitch responses, and wow, they were everywhere. There were targets in the calves, in the glutes, in the traps. They were everywhere, and they were going off like fireworks. So she felt fantastic afterwards. She was confident that this was going to help her, and not something. I would have lost that patient, because if I'd gone down the track of doing what I normally do, which I wouldn't, of course, because I would have found out that she's an elite athlete, she knows what she wants, and she demands a certain type of therapy, which gets her better, it's going to make life so much easier. So the lessons to be made there is, don't answer the question that a patient gives you immediately. Ask them a question so that you can get more information. The second thing is that your receptionist, if they had to answer the same question and perhaps tell that patient that, oh, well, Wayne does this type of needling, or I'm not sure which type of needling, but he's really good, that's not going to suffice for a patient like that. Make sure that your reception staff get to put patients like that through to you, so you're the best person to answer those questions. No one else can answer those questions. because you are the only one who's trained. So make sure you make the most of your investment in courses for dry needling by making sure that you're the one who answers these questions and listen to your patients. Thank you.